CEO, and I'm the ultimate real estate matchmaker, connecting you with top-performing agents for 2% commission. Each week, we bring you exclusive interviews with industry experts, covering everything from staging to negotiation strategies to home inspection issues and everything in between. Whether you're selling your home, a first-time home buyer, or a seasoned investor, we've got you covered. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality in this fast-moving and ever-changing real estate market. This program is funded in whole or in part by Trusted Agent USA, Illinois license number 475-145-795. Now, here's Larry.
All right, welcome everybody, and happy Saturday. Good morning. You are listening to the Real Estate Radio Show. We are broadcasting from the luxurious studios of WCPT in Gladstone Park, right here in Chicago. So we're happy to have you all with us. We have a great guest today. We'll get into that in a minute. And again, I am Larry Shakman. I'm your real estate therapist here in Chicago Metro. I'm the COO at Lux Group LPT Realty. And we're going to tell you a little bit about that later as well. We're a group of realtors in the Chicago Metro area, and we serve the entire Chicago Metro area. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, give us a call, 630-921-0611. We have a special guest on today, and this is going to be amazing because Joe Peterson, the CEO of iList Tech, is going to tell us exactly how iList Tech gives both sellers and agents a competitive edge when you're looking to sell your home. And it's just an amazing tool. We use it at Lux Group. We're just getting started with it. We're very excited about it. And he's going to tell you all about it. So if you're a real estate agent, if you know a real estate agent, get them on this podcast, get them on this live stream. Have them tune in on 8:20 a.m. if you're in the Chicago metro area. And this is going to be a great show. Joe's going to really fill us in on exactly what iList Tech is and how it's going to help sellers and agents help their sellers sell their homes. Okay, so a little bit of house cleaning real quick. Real estate, as we all know, is a full contact sport. So if you have any questions about anything real estate, buying, selling, investing, you have any questions for our guest, give us a call at 773-763-9278. We are happy to bring you on and answer whatever questions you may have. So 773-763-9278. We are also streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So tune in. And of course, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, you will find us there as well, the Real Estate Radio Show podcast. Remember again, guys, if you want to sell, buy, or invest, give us a call at Lux Group, 630-921-0611. You can reach me directly there, and we are happy to help you. We have moved our entire group of agents to LPT Realty, and we are excited about that because we're going to be able to offer our clients some amazing marketing initiatives that are going to get their properties front and center. And also with the help of iList, and Joe will talk about this, give them some a wide range of ways to sell their house, from auction to immediate offers. Joe will explain all of that. But we're excited to be at LPT Realty, and we'll get into that in a little bit. The market is really, really active right now, and we have a lot to talk about. As always, we have some new listings coming on the market in Naperville in about the $600,000 price point, in Fulton Market in the city, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in about the probably somewhere around the 400 price point, and a few others as well. So stay tuned for that, and we'll give you some more information on that as well. we want to look at some quick headlines real quick, and then we're going to bring Joe on, and we'll also take a look at rates. So housing prices. Here's the deal with housing prices, and I'm sure Joe is going to confirm this for me wherever his market is. Prices are not going down, folks. They are not going down. And the reason for that, there are several reasons for that kind of are summed up in one headline, and that is supply and demand. There is not enough supply for the buyer demand out there. And because of that, like in any market, prices are not going to come down anytime soon. Now, prices for existing homes rose to the highest median price point ever since we've been tracking this, which is 1999 when NAR started tracking this. So the median price point right now in the United States for a single family home is $419,300. That is the highest it has ever been since we've been tracking this in 1999. Now, couple that with the fact that sales have slipped for the third month in a row. And, one of the reasons for that is there just aren't enough properties on the market. That's one. Two is interest rates, and we're going to get to this in a second. Interest rates are, about 7% for a 30-year fix, about 6.5% for VHA, FHA, and the 15-year fixed. So they're a little higher than people have seen in the recent years, but folks, they're never going back to 2.9%. They're never going back to 3%, at least not in the foreseeable future that I can see. So let's see. So the price point, $419,300, the median price point. Right now, highest it's ever been. That's up about 5.8% from the previous year. So it's going up. It's not going down. Supply and demand is what drives that. And if you're waiting to buy a house because you're waiting for prices to come down, I think you're going to have a little bit of a wait. So what I would do is, really consider that, supply and demand drives all markets. It doesn't matter what it is. The real estate market is no different. And there are many reasons for that, like we talked about. One is we haven't built enough in the last 10, 15, 20 years. Two, interest rates have gone up. So sellers are sitting on the sideline because, listen, if you're sitting on a 2.9 or 3.5% mortgage, who wants to sell and then buy into a 7% or 7.2% mortgage or 6.9% mortgage? Most sellers don't. That's why they're still sitting on the sidelines. So that's the story with pricing and prices. I don't see them coming down. We are, however, not in a slow market. This market is still moving, and that's because we have high buyer demand, low supply. The houses that are coming on the market are coming off the market very quickly because, frankly, there's not a lot of inventory out there. Many of these properties are getting multiple offers. And as a result of that, they are just flying off the market. Our inventory is still down more than 20% what it was pre-pandemic. So our active listings out there, although they're rising, and in the Chicago metro area where I am, they are at their highest levels in 6 months. They're going in the right directions. However, we are still far from where we want to be in terms of inventory on the market. So that, again, is what's driving prices, inventory. Again, many of these properties on the market are getting multiple offers when they come on the market. So be prepared for that if you're a buyer and you're moving into a market that's moving pretty quick. Couple other things real quick. Here's something interesting I came across yesterday. Amazon has committed $1.4 billion to building 14,000 affordable homes in the Seattle, Nashville, and Washington areas. Now, this isn't new for Amazon. This brings their total commitment to affordable home ownership up to about $3.4 billion. So, it's easy to knock these big corporate entities, but when they do something good, you got to give them credit for it. And let's pat Amazon on the back. Not that they need a slap on the back, but they've pledged to date about $3.6 billion towards affordable housing. So that's a good thing. That can't be bad, and good on Amazon for doing that. Finally, real quickly, mortgage rates, like we touched on a little bit earlier. The 30-year fixed is right around 7%. FHA, VA, and the 15-year fixed is right around 6.5%. Now, here's what I'll tell you guys. Get used to the 7% mortgage. It's not going anywhere. You're not going down to 2.9. You're not going down to 3%. Get used to the 7% mortgage. It could go a little higher. It could go a little lower. The reality is, though, that's where we're at. We are going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back with Joe Peterson of iList.
Tune in to Real Estate Radio Saturdays at 9 a.m. hosted by the real estate therapist Larry Shakman, a top-producing real estate broker, author, CEO, and founder of TrustedAgentUSA.com. Top-performing agents for 2% commission, saving you thousands when you sell, buy, or invest. Real Estate Radio, the ultimate real estate radio experience. Get insider tips from experts throughout the real estate industry. Streaming live on Facebook at WCPT 820. Trusted Agent USA, Illinois, license number 475-145795. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio, sponsored in part by TrustedAgentUSA.com, the ultimate real estate matchmaker, saving you thousands. Now back to Larry, the real estate therapist.
All right, everybody, we are back, and we are happy to have you with us this Saturday morning on the Real Estate Radio Show. Remember, we also are on everywhere you listen to your favorite podcast, so look for us there. We have an amazing guest today. Our friend and the CEO at iList Tech, Joe Peterson. Joe, welcome.
Thanks, Larry. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, we are excited to have you here. I'm excited to get started with iList. I was making this change and bringing our whole group over to LPT. So we didn't want to get started with you guys until we made that move. We're doing that. We're going to get started with you next week, and we are happy to I'm excited. I really am, because you guys offer some amazing tools, not only for agents, but these tools are going to really enhance the seller experience as well. And we'll get into that in a minute. So tell everybody a little bit about Joe Peterson, a little bit about iList, how it started, how you got here, all that good stuff.
Awesome. Well, man, once again, thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
Anytime we get a chance to do this with like-minded groups, it truly does add a lot of value to agents and sellers out there. So here's a little 30-second background on myself. Real estate is all I've ever done. I mean, literally my freshman year in college, it is all I've ever done. So I joke that I've never had a real job before.
Right.
End up working more hours than most, but it's all I've ever done from college. We got pulled into the real estate world, the REO world, hedge fund world, default world at a early age. And we really learned the power of automation and connected systems in that world. And from an agent perspective, how that type of environment can help you grow and scale your business. Well, Larry, we've seen the markets down. We've seen the markets up, right? It's been a pretty interesting last 15, 20 years in real estate. And one of the things that we took away from our experiences in the corporate real estate world was, what if we could bring tools that historically, as you mentioned, these large corporations really only have access to? What if we could bring those tools and put them in the hands of a local agent, right? What would that look like? How would that help sellers? How would that help agents like yourself provide a better service, more options, and more tools for sellers? And so that's what we set out to build. We took our real world experiences from working with these large companies, and we built a platform that's designed to help agents focus on the audience that we should all be focusing on, which is home sellers, And then Larry, how can you take what the tools that we give you to add true unique value to sellers?
Yeah.
So that's our goal. That's just a quick little background on myself. So everything that Larry, we're going to talk about today is used and offered real time by agents and for sellers.
Yeah, and there's some amazing tools, Joe, and we've talked about this. So I was a very large REO broker here in Chicago Metro throughout that whole crazy time, 2008 through late 2008 through 2017, whatever it was. And a lot of the tools you offer, we would use to sell Fannie Mae properties, Freddie properties, like auction style sales. If a property didn't sell, and often it didn't because their pricing strategy was kind of goofy, but and it would sit on the market for a while. And if they were just really far off, at the end of the day, we would end up auctioning it.
Yep.
That's one of the tools that iList offers. And it's really amazing. What I noticed when I would do that with REO properties, most of these properties would sell for more than we were asking when you put them into an auction, setting, if you will.
Yeah, it's about creating that competition on that property, right? So if you're a seller listening to this, watching to this, Larry mentioned something early on the podcast. Make sure you're working with an agent that gives you options, right? That's topic number one. The Larry just went over great stats on how the market is changing, right? It'll ever be changing. But make sure when you're working with an agent, you're working with an agent that's offering you listing options from instant offers, the bidding world, different traditional strategies. You've got to make sure that the agent has your best interest up top. And you want to make sure you're working with an agent like Larry's group that has access to those tools and technologies. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how long has iList been around?
So we've been around for a couple of years now. We originally started iList for my own personal brokerage. We never had the intent of really taking it out to the world, but we had firsthand experience, like I mentioned, on the corporate world, what was happening. And so we wanted my team to jump out ahead of the curve, right? We saw where the market was going. We saw what technology was doing to real estate, and we wanted to make sure we were on the front edge of that curve. Well, Larry, as we started doing that, I started getting calls from other agents in different parts of the country going, "Hey, Joe, I'm working with a seller that said you can do this. How are you doing that?" And so then it was one of those light bulb moments of wait a second, if we're using this to attract, engage, convert more sellers, add benefit to sellers, I bet other agents around the country are looking to do the same.
Absolutely.
And so we created a white label version of iList. And what that means is simply Larry, when he activates it's custom to Larry, his world, his websites, the options he wants to offer his sellers, and we automate everything.
Yeah, and we're going to jump into everything that iList offers. Refresh my memory. What market are you in?
So I'm in the Dallas market, about an hour north of Dallas.
Okay. And what's going on in that market right now? Just out of curiosity.
Man, it almost matches exactly what you said. Our prices and it's almost an odd dynamic, right? Because we're almost talking out of two sides of our mouth here. Prices are going up. Inventory staying on the market a little bit longer, which is an odd combo, but it's all of the exact same attributes that you mentioned, right? It's still a seller's market because of where we are in prices. We are seeing a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines, waiting for money to get a little cheaper, if it will. But at the same time, we are going to enter into a new world where, 6.5%, 7% rates are the new norm. And once the market,
I think so,
we're going to see that inventory jump right back up. Or, the Fed's still saying they're going to lower rates a couple of times. We'll see if that actually happens with the job reports and everything. But if we have one little tick down, we're going to see a flurry of activity.
I think so.
Jump into the market. So
I think you're
our
right.
market is similar right now. It's good, but things are on hold, and it's just a weird dynamic.
Yeah, I just don't see rates coming down much under 7% for the next many months. I think we're going to be lucky if the Fed lowers the rate. And I think, like I was saying in our opening, 7% is kind of the new normal. And, people have to wrap themselves around this. It might go down, 6.5%. It might go up to 7.5%. But right around, I think this is where we are. And I think people have to just kind of, grasp that and deal with it. Yeah. We're not going back down to 2.9.
I agree. And once that shock wears off, which, how we were so used to 2.9, 3, 4% rates, it's just going to take a little while for buyers, lenders, agents to adjust to a new norm. And once we adjust to that new norm, we're going to see the activity pick right back up, right? Once I was reading an article in Inman, right? There's only so long that buyers who need to buy can sit on the sidelines. And as they start entering into the market, we're going to see demand go right back up and the new norm be established.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I think that's pretty much throughout the country, what we're seeing here. And so let's get into what iList offers, because it just is really an amazing platform you guys have put together here. And let's get into it. Let's start out. So tell me exactly, I know, it helps agents attract new home sellers. It helps you engage your database more. It helps you, really scale your listing business. But what does this do for consumers? Because we have consumers tuning in right now. How am I as an agent, by using iList, how am I going to be able to help my clients?
Man, Larry, that is one of my favorite things that we do, right? We wanted to build agent-centric tools that actually add value to the consumers, right? And everything we do, Larry, we start with a value-first perspective. So for example, and I can do some screen shares, we can just talk about this if we like, but when a seller, let's just assume your site, right, Larry? When a seller is curious on the value of their home, maybe they're curious what offers look like on their house. Historically, when a seller goes to a real estate agent's website, right? And for every consumer listening out there, you've probably experienced this. You go to a site expecting to get some information, but what ends up happening? You end up having to give your social media information, your login, your email, your phone number. You do not actually get what you were hoping to get. Instead, you get bombarded by salespeople, right? And that's why consumers, like I'm going to speak for myself because I do this all day long. We get tired of having to register, provide our information before we receive anything of value. At iList, we reverse that script. Larry, when I go into your world, when you're using iList, as a consumer, I can type in my address. That's it. As soon as I type in my address, I get the best values in real estate from all major providers in one place. I also can engage with the value of my house. The market's changing like we're talking, right? And homes are changing. Home ownership is changing. The automated value products that are in real estate right now, where they just give one value and say, here you go, seller, here's the value of your house. Those don't cut it anymore, right? The market technology has changed. When a seller engages with your iList platform, Larry, which by the way is natively built into your world.
Yes, that's what I love. It's just part of your world.
Exactly. Because being part of your world is just important for consumers in general, right? So when a consumer engages, types in their address, it's the best of the best real estate valuation experience, multiple data providers from all major ones in the market. But then we do something unique. We actually let the seller adjust and engage with the value of their house. Who knows a seller's house better? Larry, if you've never seen my house, right? And I type in an address and you're saying my house is worth this, Larry, you've never seen my house. You don't know that. So we also add value to that. When a seller types in their house, best values, but we say, okay, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, now why don't you adjust this value based on condition, location, attributes, upgrades? And you truly get an interactive valuation experience without having to provide a single bit of your information.
Which is awesome because, like you said, consumers out there, myself and you yourself included, as you just pointed out, we want immediate gratification. We don't want to put our email address in and then get an email that says, click on this and it'll take you here and all that kind of stuff. And what I love about iList is that when they enter their address, they immediately get the information they're looking for, as you mentioned. So that is so important. You got to give to get in this world. And that is like my key thing. I'm never worried. I like have a mindset of abundance, even in my show here. So I'm a realtor, but I have other realtors on the show. I have, other people on the show that people would think, well, hey, you're in competition with them. Why would you have them on your show? Because it offers a different perspective. And so that's my thing. And that's what I like about iList. It's about giving people information without forcing them to give you their birth date and their blah, 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 and everything else. You put your address in, you're done. Okay, so let's talk about some of the actual things that iList does. And let's start off with instant cash offers. So explain that a little bit, how it works.
This is a big factor that we do. So not only
who we're working with.
Yeah. So not only do we give sellers a better valuation experience, right? Which benefits you as an agent, by the way, if you're an agent listening, because now you have a common conversation point. But the second thing is behind valuations, built into our valuations, I should say, we also give homeowners instant cash offers on their property. Now, let's start by making sure everybody here listening, agents and consumers, the cash offer world has changed. It is no longer, Larry, I'm going to give you a cash offer on your house and it's going to be 60% of the value and we're going to close next week. That type of offer does not fit with the market that we're in. We just talked about values being at an all-time high. Why would that world even be attractive? Cash offers, instant offers has changed. We work with some of the largest partners in real estate: Zoodealio, Easy Street, Easy Knock, Up Equity, Homeward, certain hedge funds that buy on cap rates, right? This is not the cash offer world of 5 years ago.
Wholesalers where they'll come in and offer you 70% minus what it costs them to rehab your property. And at the end of the day, you're walking away with 65% of your ARV, which why would anybody do that now?
Exactly. Homeowners, like, warning, do not do that, right?
Don't do that.
An agent like Larry, who's utilizing these tools and technology that truly puts your interest up top. With our cash offer partners we work with, one, when you type in your address, better home valuation experience. Guess what's sitting right under that? 3 different styles of cash offers immediately for you, right? Immediately for you. Now, if you want to understand the logistics of those cash offers, work with Larry, the agent you're speaking with, because they'll actually give you a breakdown. These cash offers come in very close to market value.
Which is awesome.
They take small percentages because they're not looking for the 40, 50% capture anymore. They understand the real estate market is changing, and we've created an instant offer world where it's very, very close to what you could do on the market.
Yeah.
Very,
and that's important because, I have a wholesale group that comes on my show every, the third Saturday of every month from Property Pals. And, they're great guys. They work with real estate agents, and they serve a purpose in this market. There are distressed homeowners that need to sell fast.
Yep.
And they're in a situation where they can't afford to fix up their house, put it on the market, get it into that average or a little above average marketing condition to get top dollar and sell quickly. So they have to look for other avenues. The thing I like about iList is, and I want to get into this a little, are these instant cash offers, but where are these instant cash offers coming from? Let's give people a little information on that. Who's making these? I'm not. So who's making these instant cash offers?
We are very agent centric, right? So they're not coming from us here at iList, right? We facilitate them and put them in the hands of the agent. And that's really, really, really important because Mr. and Mrs. Seller out there, you do want to have that agent relationship. But here's the best part. When you use the cash offer world, the commissions and the high expenses go away, right? Because it's all built into that world. But these offers, Larry, are coming from hedge funds, institutional buyers looking for inventory out there. Now, one of the features that we have added of recent into iList, and this it's a massive benefit to sellers. It's a really big benefit to agents out there. Larry, you can actually go to your pre-vetted personal buyer network because as agents, we all work with great individual buyers. Now, these individual buyers might not have the wherewithal to be a part of these national institutional groups, but they're still great buyers. And we're seeing oftentimes local buyers who are in tune with the market, local market, making really good offers. So Larry, we just rolled out a feature where you as an agent can actually invite all of your own personal buyers in. So now imagine at the click of a button, you can provide a home seller multiple national buyers and multiple offers from your personal local buyer list before that property is even ready to go on the market. The value from an agent you're giving to a consumer, and consumers think of the value you just received from that agent and knowing exactly what you could get for your property right now.
Yeah, no, that is amazing. So if I'm working with an investor, like there's a large investor group here in Chicago, 𝐔𝐽, the Real Estate Investment Association. It's now a national organization. Andrew Holmes runs it. I don't know if you know Andrew, but he's, about to have his cash flow conference here coming up in another few weeks. And so Andrew is very active, and all the people that work with Andrew are very active in the Chicago metro market and other markets. So I could conceivably bring him into my world, working with iList, and get him an opportunity to bid on these properties as well, along with some of the institutional investors we work with at iList.
Exactly. And Larry, you can do that at the click of a button, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Cash offers it's a new concept. They are changing. And so make sure you're in tune with the new beneficial offers for sellers. But it used to take a lot of time. Like Larry, you would stop your day, take this property, go out to all these buyer groups, right? Then you'd go to the national and you would have 30 phone calls, 30 people, and it took you hours to coordinate and do that. Now you click a button, it automates it for you. All offers go directly back to you, Larry. And here's why. We're very agent centric. We feel sellers should have a relationship with agents. So Larry, you can look at these offers now, slide them directly over to your sellers and have a conversation about which offer, which option fits your needs the best. Because that's what real estate's turning into. As an agent, Larry, and I know you're speaking to your groups about this, our goal should be to give consumers the best options out there. It's their job to make choices.
Yeah, and the best experience. More options and the best experience. And that's what I love about iList. It's all like immediate gratification for the consumer when they're on my site. iList is built into that site. You never see a iList anywhere. It's just built into your site. And I'm telling you, if you're an agent out there, you really need to hop on a call with Joe or get on a Zoom with Joe, go to iList Tech. It's iListTech.com, right?
Yeah, iListTech.com. Come in and you'll see a lot of the things we talked about. And I know we're kind of staying surface level on this call and webinar, but go, you can see everything that we do and the value that you as an agent can give to your consumers.
Yeah.
Right?
And we've literally just so far touched on just the tip of the iceberg. We really have. So let's get into something else real quick here. And that is the the power of instant offers and the power of listing options. Let's talk about that a little bit. Like, for instance, instant offers. What are we even talking about there?
Yeah. So the ability for you and a consumer on your site, right? Either or, everything we do is a two-way street where a consumer can come in, receive instant multiple offers. Or Larry, let's say you have a property, you can just add it and get instant multiple offers. And once again, the value that you're giving to that consumer, not saying they're going to take one of those offers and run with it, but knowing that if I'm thinking about selling my house, I know exactly offers I could get right now. So Larry, it's your job as an agent to say, hey, here's the pros and cons. I think we might be able to do better than that. Why? Because we also give agents other options. Cash offers, instant offers is one of the benefits iList offers. We also give you the ability to create and customize traditional style options. Like Larry, I know you do the 2% listing. I love that. Agents can come in there and customize listing services, a menu of custom options they want their sellers to experience specifically for you and your group. You can also add bidding, the auction world, to that, which is really, really unique. And one of my personal favorites, if you're an agent out there, right, or if you're a consumer wanting to sell your house on your own, we have an amazing buy owner option.
Yeah.
Amazing buy owner option. So instead of you going to Zillow or forsalebyowner.com and having access to that limited world, imagine for sale by owner and you're in Larry's world. You're still doing it on your own, but guess what Larry can hand you? Multiple cash offers. Think all the tools and data that you have access to. So as an agent, think of your different audiences out there. Think of all the different sellers listening to this and watching this right now. What would grab their attention? What meets their needs? We give you the ability to create that. And when a seller engages with you, they can experience it.
I want to, and that's amazing. I want to step back for a second and, let agents out there know, because look, it's a tough market right now. There's not as many properties on the market as we'd like, which means there's less sales, there's less to sell, all that good stuff. So agents are always, I think, worried or maybe concerned about working with large entities offering cash offers, thinking, well, am I going to get cut out of this deal? How does iList prevent that from happening?
I'm glad you asked that, because this is something we are very focused on and make sure we have covered. Everything we do comes from you, the agent, and to you, the agent. We do not work with buyers who, most of the buyers, I say most because there's a couple out there we don't have a control over. Most of our buyers, we do not like working with buyers out there that compete with agents. We like working with national agent-centric type of buyers, because they understand, where's their business going to come from? You, the agent, right? And so everything we do, from the offers, the engagement, always comes from you, the agent, and to you, the agent. And when it comes to you, Larry, you now can be the one that's presenting it to your client, establishing that relationship, going the benefits, pros and cons of the offer. So we are very cautious of that. Everything we do comes from you and to you.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And I just wanted to make that clear to any agents that are listening here, because, agents and wholesalers have always historically kind of been at each other's throats, thinking,
a little bit.
Yeah, but honestly, I work with wholesalers and I've worked with others, and it doesn't have to be that way. And I think you guys have just taken it to a whole new level, which I think is awesome. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be back with Joe, and we got some more stuff to talk about here regarding iList.
Tune in to Real Estate Radio, Saturdays at 9 a.m., hosted by the real estate therapist Larry Shakman, a top-producing real estate broker, author, CEO, and founder of TrustedAgentUSA.com. Top-performing agents for 2% commission, saving you thousands when you sell, buy, or invest. Real Estate Radio, the ultimate real estate radio experience. Get insider tips from experts throughout the real estate industry. Streaming live on Facebook at WCPT 820. Trusted Agent USA, Illinois, license number 475145795. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio, sponsored in part by TrustedAgentUSA.com, the ultimate real estate matchmaker, saving you thousands. Now back to Larry, the real estate therapist.
All right, we are back, everybody. And again, we are happy to have you here. We're in the final turn here on Saturday morning with Joe Peterson at iList, iListTech.com. If you're an agent, you want to check this out. And if you're a consumer, you want to ask your agent, are you working with iList? Because iList has some amazing tools for your agent to enhance your ability to sell your house, get top dollar, and do it as quickly as possible with many, many different options and ways to sell your house. So I want to stay on that for a minute. And I'm looking over here because I'm looking at I have another screen here. But some of the listing options, we talked about instant cash offers. We of course have traditional options, how we typically work, and give me some of the bidding options that we have.
Yeah, so bidding is a really unique strategy. We're seeing it, especially, and I'm sure you're going to talk about this on some of your other podcasts, the NAR settlements and stuff coming out, right?
Yeah,
we're going to see the real estate market go through a interesting time coming up, right? We'll just leave it at that. But bidding is a great way. By the way, bidding is a massive benefit to home sellers. We'll get into that. But agents, if you've ever been curious of an auction platform or bidding, those words are typically scary a lot of times, right? Because it's just, Larry, we come from the REO background. Typically, it hints that there's a default or a unique situation with a property.
Yes.
That's not the case anymore, right? And so we like using the word live offers for our bidding platform just because it's a little more consumer friendly, agent friendly, and intriguing. Mm-hmm. But what this does is there's two massive benefits here when you're doing the bidding online live offers world. The first thing that it does for sellers and for agents, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, commissions are no longer a factor, right? How nice would that be if you could work with an amazing group like Larry here and not have to necessarily worry about commissions, okay? And here's how
why is that? Yeah, go ahead.
Larry, when you use a bidding strategy, you're able to customize an experience for a seller. You can set specific start dates, end dates, and you actually build in what we call an offer premium into our bidding platform. So if I'm a buyer agent or a buyer, and Larry, I go to your listing and I type in my offer terms, guess what? Whatever offer premium you created or I selected as a buyer agent, it's added onto the price instead of out of the price.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Think Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you could get the exposure from an agent like Larry and what his group does from marketing MLS, right? That exposure, and you could save that 2, 3, 4% in commissions. What is that? I mean, $500,000 house, we're talking $20,000+, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It affords you to be aggressive on pricing. It affords you to save that monies, right? And in a market like we have right now, where there's limited inventory, we're seeing bidding be very successful.
Yeah. Joe, I'm going to bring this full circle because what you said is very true. Most people equate auctions with distressed properties, REOs, foreclosure, short sales, whatever. They equate it with, there's a problem here. Well, we just sold a property in Marseilles, Illinois, sitting on 20 acres, a 12,000 square foot property for $1.85 million at an auction. We auctioned it off. Now, we used an auction company that charges a 12% premium. However, the seller still pays that 5% commission. Now with iList, what we're talking about here is the commission is baked into the offer. So the seller is not paying that. Am I right?
You are spot on. And not to get off topic here, But with the up and coming settlements and what the market's going to look like, I personally feel that even traditional real estate very soon is going to have a auction style component to it. Meaning, I'm sure you'll talk about the NAR on your settlement, but being able to have commissions added on top of the price. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, instead of you paying it out of your price, we're going to start seeing a lot of services like that. And if you're working with an agent that has options like this, you are going to benefit financially, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. And agents, you're going to be able to offer that benefit, which guess what that's going to do? Expand your seller audience.
Yeah.
So understanding what these tools are, how they work, how simple they are, but it's going to allow you to expand your business. So I think auction, I still use the word auction just by default, live offers, bidding is going to become a powerful tool that sellers, you should explore. Agents, you need to make sure you have access to. And one more thing I'll touch on the bidding. You used a company that charged 12% to do it. You know why agents are sometimes have to use companies like that? Is because you did not know you already have access to it. We give you access to it. There's no 12% fee built in there, right?
And that's hefty. I mean, that's on a
big number.
On a $1.85 million deal, that's a hefty number.
Sign me up for that. Like and it's just one of our options that you as an agent get to customize an experience for your seller.
So one of the other options is the FSBO, the free option. So now I know there's agents listening out there going, Joe, I got 3 kids in college. How am I making a living offering people, I want to do the best for my clients. I want to get them the most money. But dude, I can't do this for free. So tell me, how do we do that and make it a value-added service while at the same time our kids aren't losing weight because we're not feeding them properly?
Exactly. And that's the number one question I get. And here's my short answer for it. So Larry, if there's a seller out there, and there's a lot of segments of this seller group, we'll just use for sale by owner to keep it simple. That's a seller that would never engage with you in the first place, right? Let's first of all acknowledge we're not taking business like away from sellers that normally engage you. This is an audience that most agents are not engaging correctly. And it's an audience that most agents or most sellers would not engage in an agent. So let's start with that. It's going to expand your audience significantly. Now, it truly is free for sellers. There's no agency relationship. Like it's free. You're allowing them to use the technology that we've built into your world. You're allowing them to use that. So as a homeowner and a for sale by owner homeowner, I get a custom dashboard, offer alerts, marketing links, a showing service. It's all built in for free.
I love it.
Do you know how much time you had to invest in providing that service?
Nothing.
Because we built it into your world and it's automated.
Yeah.
So your audience just expanded. You have an automated service built to actually give value to this audience. And then Larry, the marketing side of it. If you're a for sale by owner, I'm going to call you up and say, hey, Larry, my name's Joe. I'm the biggest agent in this market. Like, hey, you need to work with me. And here's why. They don't want to hear that. They hear that all day long.
That's all they hear.
They also hear, I've got 4 buyers on your house. Hey, can we set up an appointment? All smoke and mirrors. I hate it when agents do that.
Yeah.
Larry, what if I came to you and you were a for sale by owner? And I said, hey, Larry, I see you selling by owner. Man, great choice in this market. Hey, have you seen the new platform that's free for by owners? Gives you a dashboard, marketing links. It'll really help you do what you're doing. And it's free. You want to check it out?
No, go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, which one's going to get more engagement?
Yeah.
Free always wins. And then you're probably wondering like, okay, I get that, Joe. How does it benefit me as an agent? Okay. Yeah. 1, you have a relationship you're creating.
Yes.
Right? We're all about relationships.
Yes.
Number 2, Larry, you can click a button on your dashboard we give you. And guess what? Take that property, send it out to the largest buyers and local buyers in your market, and actually give that buy owner multiple cash offers.
Yeah.
Guess who pays you for the cash offers? the buyers. So that for sale by owner is still accomplishing their goal. But Larry, you turned it into an opportunity now.
Exactly.
Versus assuming it's free, right? And a lot of our for sale by owners sell for free. And you know what I tell them? Congratulations. Hey, where are you moving to?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and what I'll tell you, it's one of the features about iList that I love because you need to engage. You need to create relationships to grow your business. And probably 85% of for sale by owners end up listing their property. So it exactly.
Why not make that you?
And guess what? If you help them through your iList platform that's built into your website, the for sale by owner is still accomplishing exactly what they want to accomplish. Am I right?
No, you're spot on. It's one of my hands down favorite options we have. And I really like the for sale by owner audience because I don't care what market you're in. That is a consistent audience that's always there, right?
Yeah.
It's always changing,
always
churning. And so for those agents that we work with that say, well, Joe, I don't have a database to market to. First thing I do is go, do you engage for sale by owners? Well, no, I haven't ever thought of that. It is an audience that is open to conversations a lot of times when you approach it correctly.
Yeah, no, 100%. Hey, before we wrap up, this hour always flies by. Me and you could sit here and talk for another 2 hours probably. But before we wrap up, tell people now, first of all, guys, if you're an agent out there and you want to find out more about iList Tech, go to ilisttech.com, ilisttech.com, ilisttech.com. Go there, look around. It's amazing. Give Joe a call. Joe, what are other ways that people can get in touch with you? Agents can get in touch with you if they're interested in moving forward with this platform or finding out more about it.
So feel free to email me personally, right? This will come directly to me, joe@ilisttech.com. And we'll get directly in touch with you. We've got live chat. Find us on social media. We've got a great social media group where we're always talking about new features, marketing methods, right? We truly want to be a resource because, and this is really more targeted to agents, but as this market we're entering is going to be changing, you need to be thinking of sellers, focusing on sellers and how you can add values to sellers because it's going to get very interesting if you're not thinking that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Joe, this has been amazing. I love your platform. I am super excited about finally getting started with it. And thanks for joining us. I'll talk to you on Monday and next week, I'm sure, because we're going to be initiating this whole thing. So you have a great weekend and thanks for filling us in.
Yeah, man, I loved it. Thanks for having me. Anything anybody needs, please reach out. We are here to help.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you. All right, everybody. That was Joe Peterson of ilisttech.com. If you're a real estate agent, you want to check this out, ilisttech.com. Remember, everybody, my name's Larry Shakman. I'm the COO of Lux Group at LPT Realty. We're a group of real estate agents that will help you sell, buy, or invest. If you need our help, give us a call, 630-921-0611. If you'd like to get a free copy of my new book, The Top 10s of Real Estate, 32 top 10 lists that are going to absolutely maximize your profit when you buy, sell, or invest. All you have to do is text the word book with your email address to 630-921-0611, and I will send you a free copy of that book. Thanks for joining us this Saturday on the Real Estate Radio Show. We'll see you next Saturday. Have a great weekend.